Yet another week, another Sunday football matchup, another day of Madden Mystic. The past week has been a mixture of ups and downs, both on and off the field. The seemingly unstoppable juggernaut Buffalo Bills lose an intense game against the Dolphins. The Packers managed to hold on for dear life and squeeze a victory away from Tampa Bay. And the Steelers managed to piss away any sort of self-respect they may have once had with this humiliating play.
Into the end zone it goes, and the Browns are going to recover there.
What the hell is even that?
Hang on, what's this?
Enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
Just print the damn thing!
The butt punt.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
And how are things looking off the field?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Inflation, down. Slightly. Chances of recession, up. Stock market, down. Unemployment forecast, up. The Washington football team's playoff chances, down. On an unrelated note, how's the national debt looking? Yikes. Madden 23 predicted an absolute blowout against the Detroit Lions, with Kirk Cousins demolishing their secondary and throwing dimes all across the field. The Lions didn't stand a chance, the morale taking such a beating that their spirits were blasted back to Detroit to work a graveyard shift at the Ford plant.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
But in reality, we got a completely different game. Goff came out and fired darts to his receivers. Instead of an incompetent noodle arm, as predicted by the video game, he instead showed us a cannon, which he proceeded to use to bombard the Vikings and get into field goal range.
And Seibert off the upright.
I'm sure that won't come back to haunt them. All right, Vikings, show them what you got. Or don't, that works too. How about a field goal?
No, pushes it to the right.
Of course not. Okay, guys, shake it off and just have a strong defensive stance and everything is going to be just fine.
Over the middle, caught. First down and more. And look who it is over the top. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
With relative ease, the Lions jump to a 14-0 lead, and the panic really starts to set in.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
With the defense looking like a paper bag rather than a brick wall, the offense needs to get its act together and quickly. Phew! Never doubted you, Cousins. The coaching staff must have said something to light a fire under the Vikings' asses because they come roaring back. Cousins firing a laser to some guy named Thielen. Not exactly sure who that guy is, but he seems to be okay. Driving towards the goal line, a handoff to number 4, who bounces to the outside and scampers into the end zone. Funny, I didn't know Brett Favre could run like that. Oh boy.
He's now facing growing backlash over his connection, alleged, to Mississippi's largest public fraud case.
Another fourth down conversion? What the fuck is wrong with you, Vikings? Angered by the lack of offense, Cook decides to carry the entire team on his back, bowling his way into enemy territory. The Vikings need to score. Kirk seems to get the message.
What the fuck is wrong with you? $35 million down the drain and you can't even...
Alright, at least let's get 3 points.
And he's pushed another one right for 56.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Taking advantage of the mental mistakes, the Lions waltz into the end zone. Unable to rely on their quarterback, the Vikings turn to old reliable, Cook. Andy's hurt. Oh no. Oh God, why? With the clock ticking down, the buttholes of every Vikings fan within a 50-mile radius begins to pucker. Well, it's a ball game again. You know, 6 extra points would be really nice right now. The Lions look to end the game.
Kick on the way, and he pushed it wide right, just like it.
Let's point and laugh.
Good God, I can't believe we're gonna lose to the Lions. Wait a minute, could it happen? Do I dare believe?
Cousins, he's got him, touchdown, it's Osborne again, and Minnesota is in front with 45 seconds to play.
Cousins, you beautiful bastard, I never doubted you for a second. The Lions try to drive across the field with 45 seconds left, but their efforts are the gasp of a dying man, and any sliver of a dream is shattered when Goff heaves an interception near the goal line. Not only do the Vikings reverse their fortunes from last week, but look who is sitting atop the NFC North Division. And more importantly, the Madden predictions remains perfect. Their Week 4 opponent will be the New Orleans Saints. The teams have met in the playoffs a few times over the last couple years, and to say they've developed a bit of a rivalry might be an understatement. Dante Culpepper scorched the Saints for 302 yards in 2001. There was the 2009 championship game and the allegations of Bountygate, and the 2019 overtime loss. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Steps into it, pass is caught! Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
Previous matchups against the Saints used to make Vikings fans break into a cold sweat, but with Drew Brees now retired, the team is a shadow of its former self. Last week was a tough outing for the Saints, losing 22-14 to Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. The once formidable offense remained scoreless until the fourth quarter, looking sluggish and sad until Ingram bowled his way into the end zone. Winston managed to score a touchdown in garbage time, but the end result was all but written in stone by then. The Saints are currently sitting with a 1-2 record, with their only victory coming against the Falcons. So who will be victorious in this epic clash? Let's boot up the PlayStation and find out.
Hello, Governor. We're heading over to jolly old London to play us a little American football. The Purple People Eaters and the New Orleans Saints have flown across the pond to face off in a battle of epic proportions. Grab your cups of tea and a little bit of haggis and join us.
Okay, seriously, done with the voice. We head over to London for an international game, and in a matchup where neither side is the home team, both sides lose. Winston and the Saints get the ball first and begin to methodically drive down the field. The Vikings go into their traditional bend but don't break defense. And they bend. And bend. And bend. I think you see where I'm going with this. Without so much as breaking a sweat, the Saints finally score with Kamara jogging effortlessly into the end zone. Okay, Kirk, time to show Europe what you got. Don't embarrass on the international stage now. After a few clutch plays, the Vikings find themselves stalled inside the red zone. With a 3rd and 7, the play quickly breaks down.
Hey, we've got a problem here.
What did you do?
I attempt to scramble with Cousins.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
I attempt to scramble with Cousins.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a main bus B undervolt. We've got a lot of thruster activity here, Houston. It just went offline. Oh, there's another master alarm, Houston.
I'm checking the quad.
Christ, that was no repress valve.
Maybe it's in quad C.
We've got a computer restart.
I'm going to reconfigure the RCS.
We've got a
Where these
pink light.
things fire doesn't make any sense.
We've got multiple caution and warning, Houston. We've got to reset and restart.
All right, I'm going to SDS.
Jesus. Flight, the heart rates are skyrocketing.
Econ, what's your data telling you?
O2, tank 2, not reading at all. Tank 1 is at 725 PSI and falling. Fuel cells 1 and 3 are, oh boy, what's going on here? Flight, let me get back to you. Flight GNC? Flight, they're all over the place. They keep yawing close to gimbal lock.
I keep losing radio signal. Flight, their antenna must be flipped.
22, they're gonna have to do it manually if they do
One
it
at a
all.
time, people. One at a time. One at a time.
Ecom, is this an instrumentation problem, or are we looking at real power loss here?
It's reading a quadruple failure. That can't happen. It's got to be instrumentation.
Let's get that hatch button. The limb might have been hit by a meteor.
Yep.
The tunnel's really torquing with all this movement. Houston, we got a pretty large bang there associated with a master alarm. Shit, it's main bus A.
Main bus A undervolt?
Houston, we have a main bus A undervolt now, too. It's reading 25.5. Main bus B is reading zip right now. We got a wicked shimmy up here.
Ecom, GNC, these guys are talking about bangs and shimmies up there. Doesn't sound like instrumentation to me.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
Phew. Just like we drew it up, boys. Jefferson hauls in the ball. The man that had imitated a ghost more than a receiver last week helps tie up the game, and we kick the ball back to the Saints. All right, Vikings, can your defense be a little less bendy this time? Unable to help himself, Winston tosses out a gift to the Vikings. This is what we call an interception, London. But can the Vikings do anything with it? Attempt number 1, attempt number 2, and attempt number 3. How do you miss that throw? The rarely seen punters get a workout in as both the Vikings and the Saints are forced to hand the ball over. A sad sight indeed when the highlight reel is about a halfway decent punt. We head into halftime with a score of 7-7. An absolute snoozer if I've ever seen one. Things better improve in the second half, or the European soccer hooligans might take matters into their own hands. Fourth and 2 on my own 30? Fuck it, I'm feeling dangerous. No better way to respond to a poor decision than a double down. Let's challenge the spot. Fuck. Luckily the Vikings escape with just allowing a field goal, mainly due to Winston suffering from temporary blindness and throwing to literally no one. Now let's finish off the embarrassment with a sack by number 94. Alright boys, let's get some momentum. Or not. Shit, fourth down again. Having clearly not learned my lesson from last time, let's go for it again. Genius. Now let's just drive it down their throats. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Bruh.
Cousins, what the hell was that? Cook, I thought you were supposed to have diamond hands. I even held R1 to protect the ball. What a sack of horseshit.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Sorry, I acted a little premature. After the call is overturned and the Vikings get the ball back, Cook repents for the earlier embarrassing moment, blasting holes into the Saints defense with such brute force the horrified English onlookers have flashbacks of a certain tea party in the Boston Harbor. Once again stalling near the end zone, Kirk Cousins takes things into his own hands and lofts up an absolute prayer to Thielen. And what is probably the catch of the year, Thielen hauls in a one-handed grab in the back of the end zone. And as the replay clearly shows, he could have easily used two hands to make the catch. But that wouldn't have been cool enough for London. Let's bask in the talent. Look at that beautiful catch. Look at it!
Bruh.
Trailing in the fourth, Winston is given the chance to lead his team to glory, and immediately proceeds to do nothing with the opportunity. A 3-and-out, and the Saints are forced to punt. With time on their side, the Vikings steamroll their way down the field. A simple kneel would end the game, but I'm a dick and try to sneak in a last gut punch to the Saints fan base just because.
Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught! Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Dang, I was really hoping that would work. The final score is 14-10 in Minnesota's favor. Cook has another amazing day with 133 yards, and Cousins has a decent performance, tossing 2 touchdowns and managing to scratch together a QB rating of 106. This brings the Vikings to a 3-1 record, and they remain kings in the north.
The king in the north.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. Just as a quick disclaimer, the next few videos won't get out in time due to the fact that I work literally in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, but I have played and recorded the next 2 weeks of the Vikings games in Madden, so future predictions will still be valid. Don't worry, I'm not cheating with the videos.
Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught!